Okay, let's try this again. Test 1, 2. Let's move this out of the way. And what I've got here is a Windows 7 virtual machine running in VirtualBox. And this machine actually comes from this site here, Free Virtual Machines. And I gave you guys the link to this earlier. So I'm just using it as a target. So let me just show you something else. Log into sign out of this one. Log in here. So I'll show you the way this lab is set up. We've got a target, and in this case, it's any Windows type system, and we're going to be changing the IP address in a little while. But before we do that, we want to put it just on NAT and go ahead and download any malware that we want to use on that target. Okay, so this is what I did here, and I downloaded several examples of malware that I can use to test the system with. And before I do anything with this machine, I take a snapshot. So I've got a snapshot saved of this running machine, and this is on the network right now. And I've got this set up the way I like it. I downloaded Firefox to it, and the malware actually comes off of our course class own cloud server. So that's where you'll get it from. And before we start using this machine in this structure here with the Whonix gateway, this is our Torified gateway. We want to be able to change the addressing scheme around so that we can talk to this gateway. And then we're going to add this security onion to see what we can see on the network. So let's go ahead and do that. And the way we'll do this is, first of all, let's change the network settings. So here we're going to take this wire that's normally going to our NAT within VirtualBox, and we're going to place it into an internal network. And the internal network we're going to use is Whonix. Okay, so that changes the wire that it's connected to. Okay, but it doesn't change what Windows thinks it's connected to. So we're going to have to go into that virtual machine and make a few changes. And the changes that we'll make are concerning the network. So let's go ahead to network. Let's see if we can get to the devices. Every version of Windows is a little bit different, so I gotta remember how to open up change adapter settings, right click properties, and we want to change the internet protocol. So here we're going to just give it an address, and in this case, what did I say over here? 10.152.152.20. 10.152.152.20, and subnet mask can be, that's fine. Default gateway is going to be 10.152.152 .10, and that's our Whonix gateway. And same for the DNS server. Okay. Close. And let's go ahead and start our Whonix gateway. So let me minimize this. Minimize this. And here's our gateway. Let's go ahead and start that guy going. So this will just start up by itself, and it will connect to the Tor network, and it'll enable our gateway. And really, we don't have to do anything to this. Okay, but we will go back to our Windows virtual machine, and let's go ahead and test it. See if we're connected. Go to Wikipedia, I guess. So this should be going through the Tor network, but let's go ahead and do a Tor check. I don't know where we find it, but we'll just type it in. Tor check at the Tor project. Yeah, this confirms we're using Tor. Okay, so now we've got virtual machine running, and we've got the Tor gateway running. And now what we want to do is bring up our security onion, this guy here. Let's go ahead and run him. And hopefully we don't run out of memory, but we'll try it. Now the version that I have on the file server for you guys that I built, it's this one here, and I haven't changed any of the display properties. So it's exactly the same version that you'll get. And once we get this up and running, we'll change the display properties. And I believe the username and password is just user, and password's QWERTY, QWERTY. Okay, so here it's up and running. Let's see if we can change some of the display properties. And I had a website that is this one. And let's see if we can do this together. Find the right one. Okay. So click Applications menu, System Tools, and Settings down here. Now keep in mind we've got 3 virtual machines running at the same time, and this is a pretty hard setup to keep running. It takes a lot of memory. Okay, now we click Displays. If I can find it. Displays. Select your display. And change our resolution. Well, let's make it a little bigger. Keep settings, okay. Now let's go ahead and run one of these. I think this one is the IDS system that connects to Snort. And again, the username is user. Password is going to be QWERTY. And one of the other things is we want to make sure it's on the right network, which I believe it is because I already had this set up. But we'll check it anyway. Device network settings. Now this will have two network adapters, and you can place them both on the Whonix network. Okay. So it's not seeing any traffic at the moment. So let's go ahead and minimize that. Need a calculator. And here's our virtual machine. Let's go ahead and go to a couple places. Wikipedia. And we'll do like abuse.ch. And then we'll go back over to our virtual machine. Our security onion, see if we caught anything. And I'm not sure if it's actually running, but let's go ahead and our display is a little bit bigger than this screen. So these are things you can change. Let's go ahead and get out of that browser. You got so many windows open here. Try this one. Okay, let me stop this video. This is mostly how to install it, and then I'll launch some malware in another video, just to keep these videos a little short. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop this